consider myself an activist artist in the line of Jackson Pollock, who did action painting. He threw the paint on the floor and used gravity as nature as his co-conspirator. And I do the same with my Rorschach paintings. I use nature and action when I fold the canvas, and then nature creates an ink block, and I can, unlike Jackson Pollock, who really could not include a narrative in his strip paintings, I can have a narrative with my ink blocks. So that's, I consider, a step forward. This is Talmudic apocalypse, the emerging of women, especially black women. She discarded her men right here, and she hung her underwear on the cross because she rejects the church's denigration of women for the last 2,000 to 4,000 years. That symbolizes that. And this is the Vitruvian woman with a womb, like a womb. And she has in her womb twin children, unlike Leonardo da Vinci's Vitruvian man, who isn't able to give birth. And here we go to, here is Liberty Mom. She's giving birth to the new nation, the new world. And here we go over to Hillary's defeat. I did that at the election night when Hillary got cheated out of her possible presidency by 3.5 million votes. You can see the religious right down there, hating her and cursing her. Yeah, and this is basically Hildegard von Bingen. She was a nun that lived in the 12th century close to Mainz in Germany, and she was able to create the first women monastery in the 12th century. She developed the Gregorian music and had also correspondence with two popes who probably helped her to be able to establish a monastery for women. Super extraordinary woman to be able to penetrate the boys' club of the monasteries and establish women on an equal footing. And here the next one, this is it's called ICE, the immigration ICE that is so nasty, was so nasty to the Mexican immigrants. They just taking an immigrant here in, this in the black as ICE, and deporting him naked and Well, ice doesn't exist anymore because of their nastiness. And here's another woman, Amazona. Probably has her first male mutant child with a little penis. The first mutant came before there were no men. There were only Amazons that gave birth to themselves. They were very happy, those women living among each other, did all the hunting and nurturing and feeding themselves before there were any men around. This is Live and Die in LA. I did that for a movie title. There's a whole story attached that at that time the director rejected it without knowing that the film was based on my life story in LA, counterfeiting $20 bills. I didn't counterfeit them. I wanted them to sell them as etchings for $20 because money is the only copyright that exists for visual. This is me here contemplating on the pyramids, kind of a little punk guy out of the 80s. He's slightly confused, but he eventually is getting enlightened. And here, this one is Raza, my Indian friend from India. It's called Sadhu, who holds the yin and yang planet. This is called To Me, the dialogue with herself, that we all should do. That should be our priority, to devote our time to research our own personality and figure out why we are on this planet. And here we come to, this is called Home Sweet Home. This was a show that was in Joshua Tree called Home Sweet Home. So he is behind bars and freaking out. And this is actually my friend Yvette, she's Peruvian, and this is me. But actually, this is the moment of men when men cannot relate sexually. They turn into some kind of Frankensteinian mechanical doll. You know, those situations when we have kind of maybe intercourse and we disconnect and can't relate for a moment, and our body kind of doesn't follow our feelings. This is the famous crusaders that went to Jerusalem in the Middle Ages, terrifying all the people and countries on their way to Jerusalem. And I'm just showing again the denigration of women, which is basically the theme of my creative life too, because I feel that the denigration of women that goes on for thousands of years in a man-made world is basically the crux of our upside-down culture, excluding the species that actually gives birth to us and completely sidelining them in the man-made world. Women had no say in our history, and I'm kind of, as an artist, really concerned with that situation, which is still ongoing. And then back there is Elvis with his pelvis, and that's called Love Me Tender. Then he's kind of Elvis who brought the femininity to the American masculine world and made us all a little softer and go with the flow, and made us more loose and get away from the kind of military indoctrination. Okay, we will have a continuation tomorrow. Thank you for listening, viewers. And the filming was done by Attila. He is a Romanian animation genius, and he will do tomorrow another video. All of us.